Hello everyone, and welcome to a unique kind of video. So, today I decided that I want to share with you guys a ROM hack I'm planning on doing in the future. It's called Pokemon Resilient Red, and what it is essentially like a Dre on a ROM hack, you know what I mean? Like, think Pokemon Radical Red, think Pokemon Inclement Emerald, Blaze Black 2, and the like. And my goal with this hack is make it so that it's harder, but not BS impossible, you know what I mean? But it's like not also a walk in the park either. And also, what I want to do with Pokemon, the Pokemon themselves, are fundamentally kind of shake how they're played a little bit and make every single fully evolved Pokemon viable and like really good. Some, there'll be ones that are better than others, of course, that's kind of how it goes, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to make it so that it's like this X Pokemon will have a good niche in Y area and like actually be good for not just that area, like you know how like Delibird could like theoretically, if you got in like a randomizer, you can get it and like do fine in the what's name, the flying gym, gold and silver, if you're doing like a randomizer or whatever. Like, something like that, but more so like you could bring Delibird to the Hall of Fame and not have it be like an absolutely miserable time. That's kind of what I'm going for. So, enough rambling. Let's get into what we're talking about today. We're talking about the Kanto starters, as kind of like a first and foremost. So, Venusaur. Oh, before I forget, all full evolved starter Pokemon will have a base stat total of 550. I want to make it so that they're strong, but not too overwhelmingly game-breaking. Although some might end up being really strong, depending on how the game goes. But yeah, Venusaur. We're going to start with stats. So we're making its new stats 90 HP, 85 attack, 90 defense, 110 special attack, 105 speed F, and then 70 speed. I wanted to make it so that it's like slightly different and more so just like kind of bumping the necessary stats up, while also just kind of chopping away a little bit at the speed, so that way it's not like too fast or the total is too high. And yeah, it still hits very hard. Actually, it's harder now because of its special attack, and it can definitely take hits better because it has more HP, more defense, and more speed up. As for abilities, we're gonna go with Thick Fat. I just realized I was typed wrong this whole time. That was crazy. Thick Fat. Since its Mega form has it already, if you really wanted to, you could run like a leftover set instead of having to run the Mega Stone just to get Thick Fat. Like leftovers, Leech Seed, Toxic, Giga Drain, whatever it may be. Like, be a really annoying set, if you so desired, right? And Chlorophyll, while it won't be as fast because of the sun or because of the speed nerf, it still can be really fast. Like, effectively, here, let's see what's base 70 or something. 70. Poltegeist. Max speed Poltegeist hits 262, and 262 by 2 is 524. You're still outspeeding a lot of things. Like, you're outspeeding basically anything over base 100 with a choice scarf? I don't know, actually, hold on. Yeah, you're outspeeding base 100 with a choice scarf if you're under sun, which is very, very good. And also, like, kind of important because there will definitely be, like, some choice bonds that are going to be running around. As for its new hit ability, we're going with Effect Spore because Effect Spore, it fits thematically. It's like, it's a flower, flowers carry little, like, pollen and spores and the like. And yeah, since you're much bulkier now because of your 90-90 physical bulk, you can actually use Effect Spore relatively well, like, depending on what you're going for. Granted, it's kind of an RNG on what status you get, but if you get like the right status at the right time, ooh, that's really gonna be helpful. Got some iced tea here. Yeah. But Oh, little side notes. Every single starter will evolve at levels 20 and 40, respectively. And they will have 320 BST and then 440 BST. That's just tiny little notes. Now, for new moves. Sludge Wave. You know, Sludge Bomb's good. It's a good stab, but what if it had better stab? You know what I'm getting at? What if you just kind of had that little extra little oomph, you know? And if you really wanted to, you could keep Sludge Bomb in the case of double battles, because Sludge Wave hits all opponents, but Sludge Bomb doesn't. Sludge Bomb's a single target. And also, since Sludge Wave is split target, it does less damage to everyone. But Sludge Bomb, it's kind of like a high horsepower versus Earthquake scenario, where it's like, do you want more damage in a single battle, or do you want more damage in a double battle? You know what I'm getting at? And now we're giving a Leaf Tornado. You might be thinking, why Leaf Tornado? That's like a 60 power move. Let's see. Move changes. Here we go. We're making Leaf Tornado. It's 110 power, 85% accuracy, and it now never misses in the rain. We're basically making it like a grass type Hurricane. As for if it has a secondary effect or not, like, you know how Hurricane can confuse, Thunder can paralyze. I haven't thought about that yet. However, I might go with Poison because that kind of fits thematically, not just with Venusaur in particular, but like with the move. Either Poison or like drop its speed or something, depending on what I come up with. Spore, if you really just like want to just not use Sleep Powder. Mind you, Spore will be like a very high level move. You won't really get that like until at least like the 6th badge, 6-7 gym badges in. And mind you, I'm going for the champion being level 100, so you're gonna be pretty high level by the time like you get Spore. You're not really gonna use it like that. But when you do get it, it will be perfect. It'll be great, like no matter what you use. Clear Smog. Clear Smog is pretty good. You know, there's definitely gonna be a lot more setup in this game because setup is just gonna be all over the place because it's kind of like a more competitively like scary environment. So yeah, Clear Smog if you want to really like not have to deal with like an annoying cosmic powering, I don't know, like a Slowbro or some shit. Acid Spray if you really want to, you know, eat away at its special defense, and since Acid Spray is stronger, I believe Acid Spray is now 60 power. You can get away with that. Guaranteed Spit F drop is always nice. Shadow Ball is mostly just here for like psychic coverage. And you know, I mean, some weird Pokemon get Shadow Ball. Like why does Cinderace get Shadow Ball? You know, like there's some silly exceptions is what I'm implying here with Shadow Ball and its distribution. Or like, I don't know, Porygon Z. What about this as a ghost type? You know what I mean? Calm Mind if you really want to be like threatening on like outside of rain, but still be, or not rain, sun, but still be able to sweep, because with sun it's like, you know, you go for growth, but with Calm Mind you can also become especially bulkier too, which is very annoying to deal with. Constrict, I believe I changed Constrict to be a grass move. Let's see. No, Constrict is a dark type move. It's 80 power, and it still traps. It's just a better trapping move overall. But it also just fits Venusaur thematically, like because of its vines and stuff, and it could definitely get a choke hold on you. You know what I mean? And then lastly, Strength Stab. It just fits. It just makes it Venusaur more annoying. Definitely gonna be really good, really annoying to face against. I think that's kind of funny, honestly. So we're gonna go to Mega Venusaur here, and Mega Venusaur, nothing really out of the blue change. We made it so its defense and special defense are the same, both being base 125, and then its special attack is 130, so that way it hits pretty hard. Also, I'm making it so the Mega Evolutions have 2 different abilities. One being the the original ability, and then the other being like a new ability. And in this case, it's Chlorophyll. And with Chlorophyll, with the fact that you keep your 80 speed, because now Venusaur technically gains speed when it Mega Evolves, you can make this work. Like you could be a real threat under the sun. And like if you really wanted to, you could have like a Swords Dance set, like Earthquake, whatever it may be. I was gonna say like Leaf Blade and stuff, but we'll see. No, we'll give it Leaf Blade and Poison Jab, just for better physical stab. So if you really wanted to, you could run a Swords Dance set, especially because 100 attack is like nothing too terrible. It's the stat where it's like you need setup in order for it to truly work, but it's not terrible. You know what I mean? Like, of course, nowadays we have stuff like Chi-Yu running around with like what is essentially almost base 200 special attack and like terrestrialization and such, and the offensive metagame is just incredibly high now. Like the power creep is just through the roof. But yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could run the 100. You can make the 100 attack work, and then or you can honestly even like a mix set with like Earthquake and then like Sludge Wave and like Leaf Storm and such. And that's Venusaur. But also, here we have the Gmax forms, which are my goal. If this is possible, these are not confirmed, these are not 100% happening, but if I can, I want to make it so that these are implemented and have 2 Mega Evolutions, because why not? But yeah, let's just discuss Mega Venusaur Y real quick. So the HP is the same, the attack is actually lower, it's at 80 now, but the defense and special defense are really high. Really, really, really high. Like 150 is insane. Its speed, it's slower because Gmax Venusaur just is huge and also just more bulky, I guess. We made it so special attack is a little bit higher. It's like in between regular Venusaur and regular Mega Venusaur. So that way you're not like essentially a passive wall, and you can threaten some things back, you know what I mean? And so its new abilities, as you can see, are Arena Trap and Filter. I give it Arena Trap because I want to make it so it doesn't have these like Gmax / Mega Evolution or / potential Mega Evolutions are different enough, and yeah, just like not have the same abilities. So again, Arena Trap, I gave it Arena Trap because it's like a really annoying ability to put up with, and also could be like run ending. And I want to like reiterate this, like I'm going for scary. The goal is to be scary, to be threatening, to be like, oh shoot, I have to like use all of my brain to get through this. You know what I mean? And so with Arena Trap, I feel like the most common set would be like a Spore, Leech Seed, Toxic, Giga Drain, like things like that. Calm Mind, even if you really wanted to just be impossible to kill on the special side. Basically be like Blissey, but it can actually hit back really hard. And then Filter's the other ability because it just fits in a way. Filter's not really one of those abilities where it's like you have to like be a certain thing. Like Mr. Mime gets it. Like why? Reverum gets it. Like Filter's not really one of those like specific abilities. So. Yeah. And also it'll make it much harder to kill because your psychic attacks won't be doing as much damage. Your fire moves won't be hitting as hard because of its filter boost. And it's not just fire and ice moves, it's also like just everything that Venusaur is weak to. So yeah. That's Venusaur. And we still have 2 other to go. So I feel like Charizard is gonna be like the most interesting one here. Charizard, right? We all love Charizard, funny guy. He gets invited to all the parties, all that fun stuff. 75 HP, 70 defense, 72 def. Yeah, but also, 115 attack, 115 special attack, and 105 speed. It's basically like making Charizard more offensively ready while also making it faster, you know? Like, its new abilities are Solar Power, which is already had if you want to run Sun teams, Tough Claws if you want to run Physical Charizard, and then Drought if you like want to like make Charizard your Sun type. And mind you, we're making so that hidden abilities aren't really accessible until later, like the halfway to late game kind of thing. Again, like the 6th gym or something like that. That's like the general idea of what I'm going for, of when you can access hidden abilities. So you might be thinking, well, it's like, why Drought, or why Solar Power when Drought's already there? And I agree. Like for later game, obviously Drought's way better, but until then, you can be more like offensively powerful with Solar Power. Yeah. So we're giving it Fire Lash because we want to give it more consistent Fire Stab that can also like ramp up over time very quickly. U-turn. Honestly, I just give U-turn because I think it's funny. It's just funny. Like, why not? A lot of weird things get U-turn. Rayquaza got U-turn in this gen. Well, this is Gen A, but you know that. Yeah, this is Gen A 1. See? Rayquaza gets U-turn now. That's just like an example, but back to this. Charizard, I'm also giving it Earth Power because it's really good for like ground types, which are, or not ground types, rock types, which are really going to be like a thorn in your side. And also, like sand teams are going to be a lot more common too, so you want to have something for those as well. Giving it Twister, and you might be thinking like, Twister, why? It's like 40 power. Not anymore. Not anymore. Twister, 120 power. Honestly, I think with the not constrict, there you go. Anyway, yeah. Twister, 120 power, 85 accuracy. Never misses in the rain. It's Dragon type Twister. Or it's Dragon type Hurricane. There we go. So yeah. If you want to run Charizard in like rain, or you're feeling creative and you want to have a dragon coverage when you don't have a dragon type on you, then yeah, Twister. Nasty Plot, just so you could have like some sort of special setup, because it already gets Dragon Dance, right? Like you have your physical setup, like that's fine. But what if you wanted to boost your special attack, Then Nasty Plot it is. Aura Sphere, also, more rock coverage, more like ice coverage even. I mean, you're showing us what's name, but fighting is still just a relatively good type offensively, so yeah. Hyper Voice, we'll get to why Hyper Voice is really good for Charizard in a little bit, but yeah, it gets Hyper Voice. Dragon Hammer. Dragon Hammer is a move I want to get a lot more Pokemon now. It's basically like Dragon type Double Edge, I feel like it just will be better by like a mile. So yeah, no, it's just really good for, you'll see in a minute. And, it's just a very strong move. Fiery Wrath. I don't know if I changed Fiery Wrath yet. I don't think I did. Nope. I think Fiery Wrath is honestly fine as is, like, power-wise. It's like an 85, 90 power, something like that. It has a chance to flinch. It's fine. Dark Pulse. Did I choose Dark Pulse? Yeah, Dark Pulse is stronger. And then also give it Darkest Lariat. Which, honestly, yeah, no, Darkest Lariat's fine in terms of power. It's like 85 power. It's pretty good. And then Jaw Lock. And Jaw Lock is 100 power. But instead, it traps the foe and not just you. So, it's pretty good. And also, it fits. Charizard got like a big dragon head, so you can crush on him really hard. And here's a Mega Charizard X. The HP is the same, obviously. I decided to give it more attack because I feel like Mega Charizard X has always kind of been used as like a physical attacker. instead of like a special attacker, you know? Like, and also, it has 111 defense for some reason, so I just kind of like got rid of that because it's like, why? You know, again, move that to the attack. And also kind of cut its special attack a little bit, and then move some of these into the Spadef, right? Because I wanted to, you know, at least like be a little bit bulky on the special side. And then also made it so it's faster, just so you could like get the jump on certain Pokemon, right? Like, well, I would say Garchomp, but I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure Garchomp's gonna outspeed you. Such as like any you know, any base 100 mons, or like the Latios is, right? Hopefully, I might make it faster. We'll see. New abilities, Tough Claws. You know, it's your standard ability. Tough Claws here, it's right there. Honestly, might make Tough Claws ability 1. I have to say, but yeah. And ability 2 is Rockhead. I feel like Rockhead could fit on Mega Charizard. Like, it's got a really good head. It's got a really thick skull. But mostly, you will be able to abuse Dragon Hammer and Flare Blitz and Dragon Dance and the like. So, yeah, just like having more consistent Dragon Stab instead of having to rely on like Dragon Claw or Outrage or whatever it may be. I feel like this is just gonna this is definitely gonna make Mega Charizard X really good. Definitely. But I think, as you can see here, I think Mega Charizard Y is gonna end up being better because, like, look at this stuff, right? The attack is essentially the same or unchanged from base form. The defense is also the same, but the special attack got rounded up by like a nice little bit, 6 points, which isn't like crazy high, but then you realize it's base 165 special attack, which is insane. It's very high. You know, we dropped the Spadef a little bit, but most of the new stuff went directly into speed. It went pretty much all into speed. And so, Mega Charizard Y, also, you know, it keeps Drought, but it gets Airly. And now you see where Hyper Voice comes in, right? Hyper Voice, Airly, you know, you get it's gonna be hitting really, really hard. And, you know, this is even when you can run it in Sun as well, like have a different Sun setter, like have a Sun dedicated team, just have Megazard Y with Airly or whatever. Hyper Voice, Aura Sphere, Earth Power, Fire Blast, whatever it may be, right? This is gonna like run things. Like, this is definitely, I believe, and I'm not really like the biggest Charizard fan either. Like, I don't hate it, but it's the most Pokemon of all time for me. So, yeah, no, it's like, I think these stats are fine. Again, or not again, but like, I am also very open to feedback or criticism. I want to hear what you guys may think as well. Like, I don't want this to just be like, this is how it's gonna be, like, no matter what, yada yada yada. You know what I mean? Like, I want to take other people's opinions into consideration as well, because, yeah. But I also want to have some fun with it, you know? Like, it's Pokemon. I want to have fun. This is my very weird way of having fun. So, again, yeah, I'm getting off topic slightly. Mega Charizard Y, Mega Charizard X. Now, Mega Charizard Z. And I wanted to make it so that Mega Charizard Z, or I guess Gmax Charizard, depending on whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. I want to make it so it's like more so like it's bulkier, but also can like hit. You know what I mean? Like can land some hits. Interestingly enough, I decided to make it Fire Dark because I wanted to, like, honestly the main reason was I just kind of wanted to make it so Mega Charizard or Charizard didn't have two Mega Evolutions of the same exact type as its base form. You would have the Dragon one, you'd have the Flying one, and you'd have a Dark one. And honestly, Fire Dark is still it's a really good type, like defensively and offensively as well, because it's like you have the Psychic immunity, you have the Fairy, you neutral the Fairy, which is good for the Dark side. You know, your Ice resistance, whatever it may be. So yeah, giving it 100 in both defenses definitely makes it so that it can actually live hits and is not like a total absolute glass cannon. And granted, it's lower than both of, actually no, it's the same as a Zard Y, but it's lower than Zard X's for Jeff. but it is definitely physically bulkier by like a good amount. And for its offenses, I wanted to go for 135 in both because I want to make it so it hits hard, but not as hard as like, let's say 145 on Zard X or like 165 on Zard Y. You know what I mean? And for abilities, I gave it Dark Aura, so if you want to run like the like the Dark type moveset, you could, Dark Aura, boost your Dark type moves, you have like the Crunch, Dark Pulse, Dark Lariat, whatever it may be. Maybe I'll give it Sucker Punch. Honestly, not a bad idea. Now I'm thinking about it. We'll keep that in mind 100%. And then its other ability is Dragon's Maw, which is basically Dragon type Steelworker. It makes it so that your Dragon type moves are stab, like they deal 50% more damage. So, if you want to do like a 3 type offensive Charizard Z, then go for that. Like the Fire, the Dragon, and the Dark stab. Yeah, this thing is definitely like, you can definitely use like more defensive sets like Will-O-Wisp, Roost, Darkest Lariat, Substitute, whatever it may be. So that's like an offset, or not offset, but like something that just came into my head. So yeah, this is Zard Z. It's like the bigger cousin of the two. And last but not least, we have Blastoise, who, first and foremost, Blastoise is now going to be Water Steel. It fits very much with Blastoise being like a turtle with like cannons on his back, and it's very bulky. Like it's I believe its Pokedex entries say that it could blast through Steel, which I know doesn't necessarily mean it has to be Steel type, but it helps in, like, the reasoning. 105 HP. This thing is definitely much tankier. 120 defense, 110 spread def. But it also makes it hits a little bit harder as well. Just so it's not like, again, just a sitting duck. 60 speed. It's just so it's not like too fast, but because it's a turtle, it's not really gonna move that fast. And I dropped this attack stat because who runs physical Blastoise? Like, if you're like that one guy in the corner who runs like Liquidation, Shell Smash, Earthquake Blastoise, and like, what are you doing here? I'm joking, but yeah, no, it's more like kind of like a min-max kind of thing where it's like these stats just kind of went into the defense stat. For abilities, I gave it Rain Dish because you can use it in rain teams and have it be like a bulky, like haze user. I think it gets haze, right? I have to hold on. It does get haze, yeah. So you could just use it like a haze user in like anti setup teams or anti setup mons. Swift Swim if you actually want to be fast and like do like a spec set. And then Mega Launcher, since A, that's its Mecha's ability, and B, it just fits Blastoise as well, like the base form. As for new moves, Earth Power, it just it's a good move. I don't know really what to tell you. Special ground moves are very scary to face against because of how like they just tend to be good. Octazooka is kind of a funny case where it's not bad. It's 85 power, 95 accuracy, but it lowers attack instead of accuracy. So what we're doing for this ROM hack is all forms of like evasion or accuracy changing moves gone. Anything like that, non-existent. Because who in their right mind is gonna sit there and get sand attacked 6 times just so you can land 1 hit out of like 50? That's not fun. No one thinks that's fun. That's why, like, half the damn time, Sandvale is banned in competitive. Or, like, Swagger's still different. But, you know what I mean? Like, Bright Powder is banned, I think? I'm not sure. But, it's just unfun and too RNG heavy to play against. Like, you gotta have at least, like, some control of what you're doing. So, yeah. Chain Octazooka. Terrain Pulse is just a Mega Launcher boosted move in case you're running like an extra terrain team, whatever it may be. You just have the coverage nice. Terrains are also going to be more common overall because of how good some of them are, just like how there's like electric specialists or whoever it may be, like electric terrain abusers, grassy terrain abusers, whatever it may be. Snapshot is a funny little move. I believe did I change its base power? Yeah, it's 100 power. Snapshot. It's just stronger, and also it keeps its high critical hit ratio. I just think it's fun. Steam Eruption. I feel like Steam Eruption just kind of fits because it's like a concentrated cannon. So not too many Pokemon are gonna get Steam Eruption, but there will be more than just like Volcanion, and also Scald will still be in the game. But Scald will definitely be like an earlier tool than Steam Eruption. Steam Eruption is gonna be like some like level 90 stuff. Like it's gonna be very late game. Flamethrower, you know, again, the cannons, it fits thematically, and same with Fire Blast and Mystical Fire. Energy Ball as well. Nasty Plot, so you can like not be a sitting duck, and in case you don't want to run Shell Smash, and keep your defenses, like if you're Mega Blastoise, for example. And then Triple Axle, because I gave every fully evolved water starter Triple Axle. It's not really going to do much for Blastoise, but it's more so just like the consistency that I'm going for. So, yeah. And Mega Blastoise. Mega Blastoise, we have... It's 70 attack now instead of 103. I don't know why it has 103 attack. That doesn't really make sense, you know? 130 defense, 145 special attack, 120 speed F, and 80 speed. It's faster. It hits harder. It's bulkier. This thing is a nightmare. This thing will ruin your day. Be afraid. Nah, but like seriously. Mega Launcher is its main ability, and then I gave it Storm Drain as a secondary ability because, you know, if you're running in like double battles, which there will be double battles, you'll have some VGC inspiration, especially now because I got into VGC, so I'm not into it, but like I'm getting into it. So watch out for that. So yeah, Storm Drain is definitely gonna be really good, especially because like how common rain teams might end up being, or how common weather teams in general are just gonna be really good this game, I can feel. But yeah, again, Water Steel, nothing too like out of the ordinary there. Yeah, you know, the Earth Power is definitely gonna help it out against like, I was gonna say rock types, but you're water, so yeah, no, Water Steel is actually really good typing. Energy Ball definitely good for... Actually, oh, Earth Power is good for electric types. There you go. Energy Ball is just like good for other water types because Steel is neutral, or Steel resists. So these three, the fire moves are good for grass types. You know, all that fun stuff. And then here we go to Mega Blastoise Y. Mega Blastoise Y is all defense. It's defense, like defense incarnate. It's similar to Mega Venusaur Y, but it does not hit nowhere near as hard, and also much slower. Also, just overall, a lot bulkier. It's like it's kind of like a Water Steel Toxapex, but it also has 100% special attack, and it's also, you know, a Steel type. As for abilities, we're giving it Iron Barbs and Bulletproof. Iron Barbs it kind of fits how Gmax Blastoise looks because of how many like cannons it has, and they look kind of pointy, you know what I mean? It fits. One big thing about this ROM hack is I'm trying to go for thematically fitting changes. Like, I don't want to give everything Draco Meteor or like everything will get V-Create now. Like, that would be silly. I want things to like make some semblance of sense. Like, sure, there'll be some nonsensical factors here and there because it's Pokemon, but yeah, like Iron Barbs, it fits. And then same with Bulletproof. I feel like Bulletproof will be a lot better because of the fact that Energy Ball will be good, or use a lot. Focus Blast got buffed. Shadow Ball is really good. Like those, it's mostly like those big moves right there. Sludge Bomb's also very good. I mean, you're not really worried about Sludge Bomb anyway, so you're a Steel type, but still, Sludge Bomb's really like everywhere. And so, yeah, that's Mega Blastoise Y. That's Mega Blastoise. And overall, those are the Kanto starters. I've been going on for a minute. Holy moly. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think about these changes down below in the comments. You know, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. See ya.